Everybody, welcome. Today we're doing English muffins. All kinds of English muffins. We're running a little behind because I walked to the, or not a walk this morning, and I walked to the grocery store last minute. And I know I should have spent a good part of my morning figuring out what I was going to need for this and doing all that, but it's been a morning. My kid spilled my coffee, so I went to get a coffee, but Starbucks screwed it up 3 separate times, and so I walked all over town seeing if I could find another coffee. I'm for you. No, I semi-recently moved from the Pacific Northwest, where there's a new coffee store every 20 feet, kind of like churches in the South. But yeah, nope, it didn't turn out. It didn't turn out the way I wanted. So I threw away all my expensive coffees from this morning and went to the grocery store, and I got home, and now we're trying to unpack and get everything ready. Shoot. All right. So the thing, we're going to make 3 different kinds of English muffins today. Like, what are those things called? Yep, 3 different kinds of English muffins. I'm also going to make up some breakfast sandwiches, and we're gonna start a thing so that we can make more English muffins on Thursday. So I have this lovely French baking book that somebody bought for me a couple years ago, and I actually haven't done much with it, and I would love to do more. So that's actually I kind of wanted to do. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Julie and Julia, where this lady goes through and does all of the recipes in Julia Child's cookbook over the course of a year in order to kind of learn how to cook. Well, I want to learn how to bake, and I figured the best bakers are probably French. And I have this lovely, we're going to just turn the camera around because, see if it'll let me turn the camera around. Nope, that's not what I was trying to do. 'Cause yeah, here, just hold this up. This book is heavy. This is Thomas Keller's Bouchon Bakery. Ugh. No, I want to make as many things from this book as I can. Some of them kind of don't fall into things I use every day, but this is a book I want to try to get through and try different things. But today, I really need to see if I can get this turned around. Camera, turn around every now and then. How can we do this? I'm trying to do like 5 things at once, and that never works out. Where's my webcam? I'm taking you around the kitchen with me until we can finish getting everything set up so that we can actually get started on these things. So, there we go. That one. This. Enter studio. See if we can get in surround sound. Start cab. That's weird. Nope, settings. We do not want the background. Visual background, none. Whew. That's a view. All right. We suggest you use a green screen. Okay, that's nice. We're not doing that. Ooh, all right. So we have that angle. I have another angle. I want to flip this camera around. Oh. Settings, camera, front. We're going to back face. There we go. Here we go. Okay. This is, will it turn? No, it's not going to turn. Anyway, this is the English muffin, the Bouchon Bakery book. English muffins, they look gorgeous and beautiful. So this is technically where we're starting from. We're not going to make these today. These we're making on Thursday because they require a liquid levain. Liquid leaven? Something like that. It's on a different page. So we're going to go over here to lovely page 272 and go find that. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Okay. Levain. Levain is a pre-fermented culture only with wild yeast. This type of pre-ferment, sometimes called sourdough starter, is developed by taking advantage of the flora naturally present in the flour and in the air in your kitchen. It's customary to hydrate a levain at 100%, like a poolish. Don't know what that is, but okay. To a batter-like consistency that is equal parts flour and water by weight. A loose levain encourages the growth of more lactic acid bacteria relative to acetic acid bacteria and results in less sour flavor. If all things are equal, the stiffer your levain, the more sour it will become. When using a levain to make bread dough, we often add nearly equal weights of flour and levain. The dough leavened with the levain is slower to rise than a dough that uses a poolish, and the dough will have a little more tensile strength, the ability to stretch, and the flavor will be more acidic. So, I don't have one. So we are going to start this today, right now. So we're going to start this. So first things first, we're going to need a container that we can use to do this over and over again. So let's go see if I have a ball jar, because ball jars are great for everything. All right. Not in here, I don't. I recently used all my jars for mixed pudding, so I didn't think I would have one. I think I have one stored away somewhere, I'm just not sure. Okay, so we're just going to use a cup and a cloth for now. Let's see. You know what? We have enough, like, disposable cups. We're not sleeping with the enemy. I was going to use a Starbucks cup that we already had. I'm not going to do that. So, just plastic cup. So this says equal parts of flour and water. Let's sit for 24 hours. All kinds of stuff. Strength and flavor. 2-week old is the best. Okay, so we might not be making these on Thursday. That's fine. That's fine. We'll figure it out. We'll make it on another day. We'll just make them on another day. That's okay. All right. So how are we going to set this up? sausages for our breakfast sandwiches in the freezer. We'll do this a little bit. Okay, so step one. We're gonna go ahead and make this. I pulled out my thing. Tighten. Is this tightened down? Oopsies, I did not mean to turn on that light, but that's okay. So, we're gonna exit the camera settings. That's good. All right, so let's look at my stove area and all of our ingredients plus my water. So I'm starting somewhere anyway. Oh no! That just took that volume all the way down. I have to put this in my ring light very carefully. Well, let's see. Should we turn this sideways? No. We're going to turn it sideways. But we're going to turn the light on. Oh, that's bright. Let's change that a little bit. There we go. All right. So let's see if we can do this without falling over. Okay, there we go. All right. So I like to weigh everything out anyway. So right now we're starting with our scale on 0. And handy dandy baking stuff. This is just white flour. And so this recipe for the leavening or the sourdough starter, which we're apparently starting today, just flour and water. So let's see. How much flour are we going to use? Well, let's start off with 50 grams and see how full the cup gets. Because this is going to be the cup, and I'm just going to put like saran wrap over the top. 48, 51. Nope. 51. 50. Yay. Okay. So we're at 50. Tear that out. Move flour to the side. All right. Now we need 50 grams of water. Slowly, because we can't take the water back out, so we're gonna just put a little bit at a time. Ooh, 46, 51. Okay, has 1 more gram of water. Don't come for me. All right, so we're just gonna stir this. And wait a second, that seems really mushy. It seems a lot doughier than I was expecting, because for sourdough, I'm usually expecting something kind of liquidy. And this is not liquid, my friend. This is like batter. And I wasn't expecting batter. I was expecting something a little bit more liquid. And I probably could add more water. Should we add more water? Okay, we're just gonna leave this the way it is. The good thing about a plastic cup is you can see on the bottom, and I don't know if you could see it, but I think that all the dry flour out from it anyway. All right, so let's see about making these on another day. Anyway, so we got this part started anyway, and I think I'm actually gonna take like a rubber band and a coffee filter on top, rubber band around. Let's do that. But I only have weird coffee filters. Yeah. Which I need to make myself another coffee anyway because mine got spilled this morning. So I've got nice, lovely triangle coffee filters. That's good. I think that's good. Okay, shh, I didn't do this. This doesn't exist. You don't see me doing this. This won't be in the final edit anyway. It'll be on the live stream, just not the final edit. All right. Go into your rubber band file. Gonna take this, put its little hat on. Funny little hats. Excuse you, funny little hats. Come back on. There we go. And we're going to just put this over this. All right, there we go. So, little sourdough starter. This is gonna go sit in. I have a corner of the kitchen over here. Let's stand up a little. Come on. You're gonna see behind the scenes. This is gonna be a behind the scenes look into where the sourdough starter is going. And this is just gonna go right here. We have our lovely little bread box. Oh, I could put it in the bread box. Then nobody would. Nope, we're not gonna put it in the bread box. So this is just gonna go on top of the bread box, and I'll just have to remember to check it out. Okay, so recipe 1 out of the way. We're good. Okay, so recipe 2. We are making Alton Brown's version of English muffins from the Food Network. So we need that one. I'm gonna get out a coffee filter because I'm trying to do like 5 things at once. We'll see how well that works for me. It usually doesn't work the best, but we'll get there. All right, so we have that. Let's go. And we're gonna do side by side. This one, add it over here. Yep. This one's not so great, but this is gonna give us, this is my webcam, and this is gonna give us a shot of me. Oh. Hi. And then this is going to be our food cam directly on the food. Okay, so right now, I can put this book away because we're not using this book anymore. This book. I love this book. I want to make all of the things in this book, and I hope that I can one day do that. I actually went through and I made a full list of everything in this book so that I could keep track of the things that I've made, and I can hopefully make all of the things. Okay, so first thing we have, I'm going to do some more weighing of ingredients. And yes, that is my lovely shopping list that I've put on my wrist so that I didn't remember it, so I didn't forget what I needed to get at the store, because I can forget all kinds of things, but I won't forget my arm. Okay, so for this recipe, we're going to figure out how I'm doing this. There we go. Down over here. Sit. Nope, that's too much. It's going to fall over. Please don't fall over. Okay, not falling over. All right, so we're actually going to turn this one off for a minute, and we're just going to go over here. This shouldn't happen. Okay, so over here. So this recipe calls for half a cup of non-fat powdered milk. which is one of the things that I had to get at the store today. And it says half a cup. This says it has 3 pouches, but in see, quarter cup of dried milk is 1 serving. This says it has 12 servings. So, but anyway, 1 serving, a little packet. So 1 serving is quarter cup, 23 grams. So we need half a cup. So we need 46 grams. Turn that back on. Start out. 46 grams of powdered milk. I don't use powdered milk for anything else, so this is going to be interesting. 34, 37, 41, 42, 45, 47. Close enough. Close enough for government work. All right. Yes, I am going to seal that before I actually put it away, but I'm going to be done using that now, so I'm going to set it to the side. Okay, so 46 grams of powdered milk for half a cup. And then we need 1 tablespoon of sugar, which 2 teaspoons is 8 grams. It doesn't give me a weight on that. Okay, so about a tablespoon. Okay, so 2 teaspoons is 8 grams. 1 tablespoon is 3 teaspoons. So that should be 12 grams. So we're just going to do 4 bunches. 7, 8, 11, 12. All right, there we go. We got 12 grams. 12 grams of sugar. Cool, cool. We're probably gonna need sugar again, so I'm just gonna set this over here. These can actually go in the fridge for now. 2 tablespoons of milk from the fridge. We don't want to see inside my fridge. That's a mess. Okay, so we're mixing powdered milk, sugar, half a teaspoon of salt. Now, I usually use this coarse kosher salt because I like kosher salt on things. But this says that it's a quarter teaspoon is 1.2 grams, and we need 1 teaspoon. So that should be 5, 2, 4, 6, 8, 4, just under 5. So we're going to pretend it's 5 grams. So we're just going to shake, 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 Sonora. Shake your body right. 3, 4, 3, 4. Couple more grains of salt. 4, 5. There we go. It's going between 4 and 5. So I think that's going to be about a teaspoon. We got the salt. Okay. Milk, salt. Oh, shortening. I do not want to use shortening because I am not a shortening kind of user. I don't use shortening. I usually use lard. I have lard somewhere. I just don't know where it is, so we're not going to get it right now. If I don't have lard, I usually use bacon grease, which I'm not sure where that is either. So, what are we having to do with the lard? Not lard. Well, I guess it is lard. Hot water. Stir until the sugar and salt are dissolved. Okay, so it says 1 cup hot water. Since I need to make some coffee anyway, I'm just gonna go fill my kettle with hot water, or with water, and we'll boil that. And I think Alright, so I'm just going to put the water on to boil while we figure out our lives. And I think I'm going to go ahead and make my next cup of coffee. But I think that instead of lard or shortening, because we don't have shortening in this house, I do have like vegetable oil. I do have bits of random bacon and beef grease that are mixed together in a tin in the freezer, but I don't want to get into that. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to just use butter, and we need 1 tablespoon. So we have softened butter right here, and I'm going to pretend it's about a tablespoon, right? Right? Good. There we go. All taken care of. That's 16 grams. I'm not sure if that's the correct grammage, but that's what my scale is saying. So we're gonna give the hot water a minute to boil. It's gonna take about 5 minutes for that to boil. So while that's doing that, we will mix other ingredients in a different bowl, because at some point in time, this is going to need to mix up, and that'll be fine. So yeah, I am going to link the Alton Brown recipe and the next recipe that we're going to do. I'm going to link both of those in the description of the final video, and then I'm also going to link when I finish typing up about the different English muffins. I'm planning on making a keto version that's not going to have real flour. I'm going to use coconut flour. And so we'll see how that one works out. And I'll leave that one. I'm going to put that on my website. So you'll be able to go there and see that one. But for the moment, let's start on the next ingredients. Take out another bowl. And technically, the recipe calls for us to take some yeast and sugar and flour, or yeast, sugar, and water, warm water. You put that in a thing and let the yeast bloom. I don't do that at all, ever, for like any reason, because I don't believe in that easily. Anyway, so let's lay out some flour. We need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. This is sifted, so the handy sifter, which is a little damp. So we'll just take a clean towel and dry it off. Clean towel, dry it off. 2 cups of sifted flour. So interesting. I don't know if anybody else knows this, but 1 cup of all-purpose flour is about 120 grams. So we need 240 grams of flour. 34, 60, 95, 124. Now that's looking kind of full, so I'm going to go ahead and sift this flour down just so that it's not in the way. So 124, so we need 240. 85, 210, so we need 240, 223, 237, 40. Yeah, that was right on the money. That's awesome. Yeah, cool. So 240 grams. Let's grab some water. Yes. All right. So right now we got the 240 grams. And water. Thank you. Go ahead and sift this out. Bum, bum, bum. Put balls of flour in the bottom, break those up. Set this for now. Try that out. Okay. So, sorry, I keep going off screen to look for the recipe. Dry yeast. This is one envelope of dry yeast. So, an envelope of dry yeast is usually about 2.5 teaspoons. Let's see what I'll say on here. 2.5 teaspoons. 2.5 teaspoons. It's a 1/4 ounce. Rapid yeast for cake, fresh yeast. 1/4 ounce. Well, I hate switching to ounces. I don't know why. It feels icky to me. So 1/4 ounce. An ounce is it's one. It's 0.1, 0.2. It kind of flickered to 0.3 for a second. So 0.3. And I have no idea if this yeast is any good. I think it is, but it was already on sale when I bought it months ago, and it's kind of traveled. So we'll have to see if this actually works. That'll be fun. All right. So try and make sure the milk mixture, add the flour, beat thoroughly with a spoon, cover, let rest in a warm spot for 30 minutes. All right, so the water is just about boiling. I'm gonna take a take this back over. I prefer pour over coffee because it's just a little bit stronger than like brewed coffee. So I just rinsed out the filter is all I did there because take out the paper flavor, and it also helps warm up my cup. And let's see if I have coffee. Yeah, this isn't part of the recipe. This is I need coffee in the morning. Well, it's not exactly morning anymore. It's 1 in the afternoon, but I haven't had my coffee today. And while I feel okay, it's one of those principle of the things. So, so we're gonna make the coffee anyway. But the water's boiled, so the water's boiled. That's good. And we wait out the coffee. Then just gonna pour the water over. Hence the name pour over. And the only reason why I weigh out how much water goes in here is because I know how much my cup can hold, and I know that if I didn't do the right, if I didn't weigh it out, I forget, and then it overflows because I try to put too much water because I love the coffee and I want all of the coffee. All right, but now that we have hot water, we can throw our clean towel on the floor and put into this lovely mix we got going on over here with the this is the milk, sugar, salt, and butter. Milk, sugar, salt, butter. Yes. And we're gonna tear that out. How much water did we need? I know everything's a little bit perfect. That's fine. That's fine. All right. 1 cup of hot water. I hate to say this. I don't know what 1 cup weighs out to. I know technically it's 8 ounces, but I'm not sure. So you know what? Let's do an experiment. We'll do an experiment. We're gonna tear this out, and then we will measure our 1 cup up to the 1 cup line, like you're supposed to. And here we go. We got 1 cup, so 225 grams of water. Okay, sounds good. Pour that in here. That should hopefully melt everything. We're done weighing things for the moment, so I'm just going to take the scale off to the side. I'm going to turn that off just so it's not bugging us right now. Anyway, wooden spoon. This is my favorite wooden spoon that we have. It's nice and round, but it's also like really smooth. So when you get wooden spoons at the store, they're all rough, and they don't have a lot of they're just rough edges. Look, you got this one. It's not very smooth. Like you can kind of see how it's like rough, and it's just wood. But yeah, I don't like that. I don't know why this recipe uses powdered milk. I would think that you could just use like a cup of milk, maybe a little bit more, to get the same effect, I would think, but I'm just following the recipe today. We'll work on playing with the recipe later. But yeah, so this recipe Okay, so got everything dissolved in here. The butter's dissolved. I'm not feeling any salt or sugar or any kind of granules on the bottom. Like the word that was coming to mind was whiskey. And one, if I had put whiskey in here, which whiskey doesn't go in English muffins, so that might be something to try in the future. Just a thought. But even if it did have whiskey, we couldn't like feel how much whiskey is in there because the whiskey's a liquid and it wouldn't do that. But that's for something else. Anyways, okay, so we have this all melted and figured out. And technically it says the next step is to add the flour and mix that in. So I was going to get this little whisk and do a whisk of the little flour. And this is just the sifted flour with the yeast. We have the sugar and everything else already in the bowl. Technically, we're missing like a third cup of water and an eighth of a teaspoon of sugar. I think I'm going to go ahead and we will measure out this lovely third cup of water just so that we can try to help cool this down. So, that's about it. So, just so that we have the right amount of water, and then this was cool water versus the boiling water I had over there. Just because hot water can kill yeast, and we're not looking to be murderers today. We're just looking to make a little bit of English muffins. Okay, so putting about half of the flour in. I'm just gonna stir that up, see where we can get. I feel like I should be able to I cut the camera up on my microwave or something so it comes out. Okay, so this is still looking kind of chunky. Like there's still chunks, but I don't think that's gonna, like this is really watery, and usually in order to get out chunks, you need some friction. And watery doesn't make friction. So we're just gonna pour the rest of this in here and see where that leaves us. Because, worst case scenario with this kind of thing, we'll just add more flour. That's what I do. You got a problem? Just add more flour. It'll be all right. All right. So it's looking kind of battery right now. Like, see, it's kind of battery. I'm not sure if that's what it's supposed to look like, but I'm gonna go with it. So I'm stirring that vigorously. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to do that. It would help to read recipes, but I don't do that either. Okay, so we got that all mixed together. Dry mixture, add the sifted flour, beat thoroughly with wooden spoon, cover the bowl and let rise in a warm spot for 30 minutes. Okay, well, easy enough. Beat this a little bit more because I want to. I want to beat it up. Okay, now this is probably too hot. I probably killed the yeast. So I'm going to scraping all of this down into like a puddle in the middle. Let's get a scrapula. Scrapula, scrapula, scrapula. Scrapula, 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 scrapula. All right. All scraped. Scrape-ish. Close enough. I think that's good enough for now. we will set these to the side because we're probably going to use them again here in a few minutes. Get another towel. Put it over top. And then this is going to sit over here with everybody else. All right. We interrupt our English muffin making for a quick coffee break. I'm out of my regular white chocolate syrup. So when I do that, I'm out of my coffee syrups. The coffee syrups are all gone. I didn't order any more. So for flavor, we are going to add, oh, should I add orange extract? I'm not going to add orange extract to my coffee, but that sounds delicious. So we are going to add a little bit of vanilla extract. And I got this really nice vanilla extract. You don't need a nice vanilla extract for your coffee, but heck, why not? Just a little spoonful of vanilla helps the coffee go down in a very interesting way. All right, so sweetener. We have vanilla. I'm gonna get some Splenda because it's here. Yes, this is 3 packets of Splenda. I used to be one of those people who would take like, let's make sure this is close. Who would take like the sugar and just like pour forever, like count to 50, maybe 60, and then like be done. Yeah, so I think 3 Splenda is not that bad. Mix it down. All right, gonna taste this real quick. Really hot. It tastes like coffee. It probably needs more flavor. This is one of the things I had to go to the store for, heavy cream. I put heavy cream in my coffee. My coffee is another meal for me. My liquid meal first thing in the morning. I really should add like greens or something like that, but that's not what we do here. And yep, about that color, that's about the color I'm going for. I don't know if that's what you do with your coffee, but that's what I'm doing with my coffee. So, but I do think I want a little bit more vanilla because it just tastes like coffee. It's like coffee with milk. That's fine. That's fine if you like just coffee with milk. That's good. I like it sometimes, not today. Especially today, I made myself a white chocolate mocha, white chocolate peppermint mocha. Made one. Took it into my room. Was getting ready. I had accidentally set it on top of my kid's book. My kid went to move my coffee so he could take his book to school. Where's the lid? Oh, there's the lid. So this is my coffee cup. If you pick it up by the lid, sometimes it'll pick up a little bit, but he went to pick it up and it basically just fell over all over my bed. So I still have to wash sheets, but that's okay. But yeah, so I went to Starbucks to get another one, and first they made a tall instead of a grande, which okay, cool. Then he remade it into a grande, and then both the grande and the tall tasted like they put syrups in water, which this is the coffee I always get. I usually get a venti. I get a venti blonde Americano with white chocolate, peppermint, and a dash of cream, less cream than I put in here because I have the white chocolate. So that's what I usually do. Usually, not today. Well, that's what I had them make me, but today it tasted like white chocolate and peppermint syrup in hot water. I'm like, where's the espresso? It's supposed to be blonde espresso. blonde espresso has like a caramely flavor to it. I think they just did 1 shot of espresso instead of 3 like they're supposed to, and just thought it would be like, okay, cool, whatever. It's not okay, cool, whatever, but so I paid $6 for a coffee that I threw away because I had them make it for me again. So I had 3 of them. I had 3 of them that just tasted like water. And I even let the last one cool down, and it had a coffee-ish flavor to it. That's not coffee. I don't know about you, but that's not coffee to me. So I'm like, I need to make another one when I get home. So now we have coffee, and we have one recipe rising. So we're going to start on a baking soda recipe that shouldn't take very long to make or rise. So we're going to start off with this one. All right, coffee's going to sit next to water. So we have water and coffee. Anyway, now where's that recipe? No, 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 no. All right, I apologize. I know that the recipe, let's see, no yeast English muffin recipe, polka dot passport. So this recipe is from polka dot passport. Is it polka.passport.com? Yep, polka.passport.com. This is a no yeast English muffin recipe. So this should be cool. Turn this on. So this just has, let me scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page because it's going to tell you all about how to make it first, and then it'll give you the recipe, but that's cool. So again, we're starting with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Go ahead and sift it. Come on, we can sift. I'm down to sift. All right, so rearrange, tear this out. 2 cups, another 240 grams. So I forgot I had a cup in here for measuring. That's cool. We'll just leave that over there. Anyway, 240 grams. So 0, 20, 46, 72, 95, 117. So we'll stop here. Just sift real quick. Okay, 117. We're going up to 240, 145, 176, 206, 230, 10 more, 32, 40. There we go, 240. Got that. All nice and batted. That is all nice and batted. All right, finish sifting. So we have 240 grams of all-purpose flour. It's about 2 cups. Just squash the little balls down at the end there with the balled up flour. Okay. So we have that. 2 teaspoons baking powder. Baking powder. Do we have enough in here? Interesting. I don't feel like doing math right now. So this is 5 milliliters, which a milliliter is supposed to be about a gram. So this should be about 10 grams according to this. You know what? This is a little clumpy. So let's get our handy dandy sifter. we'll go ahead and tear this out again. And so we're going to do the traditional measurement where you go across the top. But see, it's all chunky, and so I don't know if that counts. So 1, that looks close enough. 2, 9. It says 9 grams, so that makes me think that 10 grams might actually be correct. Oh, there's 10 grams. So we're going to go ahead and sift this because this is chunky. Just putting it through the sieve. I think we have one of those old, like, grandmother sieves where you, like, crank it and it sifts. That's fine. Okay, so baking powder. We have flour, we have baking powder. What's next? Next on the agenda is a 1/4 teaspoon salt. Now, because of the recipe that this is, we're gonna just use the Yellow Girl's salt, and this is for a 1/4 teaspoon. It's 1.5 grams. So we're just gonna just pour a little bit. 1, 2. There we go. So we have our Yellow Girl salt and a teaspoon of white sugar. I'm like, where did my sugar? But also, we still have a teaspoon. So technically, with 5 grams of sugar, this should come up to 7 grams. So we'll see what happens. 7 grams. Perfect. All right. All right. So we have 2 cups flour, 2 teaspoons baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon salt, teaspoon of sugar, and then 1/2 cup of milk. I'm gonna just take, this is basically all of our dry ingredients, and then we're gonna use there's oil, but I don't know if that's for cooking or if that goes in here. So I'm gonna have to look at the recipe real quick. So we'll go ahead and tear that out. 500 grams with the bowl and everything. That's pretty cool. Got that there. See, I have 1/2 cup of milk. This is like the end of our gallon. So see where it leaves us. Oh, it's just over 1/2 cup. So we're gonna, I think that's good enough. That is amazing. Anyway, cool. So we have the 1/2 cup of milk, and then just to the side, see how that goes. Just gather your dry ingredients, slowly add milk to flour mixture. You need for 3 minutes until it's soft or dough has formed. Cover dough, allow to rest 15 minutes. Dust bench with flour and roll out dough. Okay. Well, so I'm gonna rinse off that spoon real quick and then we'll combine this. Could I use better preparation? Probably. Could I use my cameras better? Probably. We'll figure this out though. And that's what's going. So, this is all of our dry ingredients. We're just gonna pour the milk in here, stir it up. Says to knead it. I'm trying to knead it in the bowl. Just because, but we'll clear off some space over here. Clear off some space. Things. Oh wait. We're gonna need the eggs for the next one. All right. So It's all stirred together. And then I'm just gonna pour the milk in here. And I probably should use something other than the whisk to mix this because, yep, I'm like, that's gonna turn doughy really, really fast. Yep, I knew it. I knew it. Doughy really, really fast. Really, really fast. Okay, so good thing I rinsed off the scrapula as well. Yes, I know it's a scraping spatula, but that's why you combine the words into scrapula instead of scraping spatula. Because why would you want to say something as boring as scraping spatula when you can say something like scrapula? Just so much better. So, little dough balls in prison. Okay, we have unimprisoned, removed from prison, a little dough ball. Yep, this was a bad idea. It's okay. That's okay. It is now documented for the entire world to see, though I highly doubt the entire world's going to be looking at me doing this. But quite honestly, like, how many other people are going to do something like this? Probably like 60 million. Just because I probably have done this exact thing like 500 times in my life. I'm not thinking, and I just go to use a whisk, and then the whisk is not the right answer. So, okay. So we're gonna use this spoonula. Does the spoonula have a reason why it's a spoonula? No, it doesn't. It's just named that way. All right. So you know what? This isn't even working. This is all dough ball. It's all dough ball. All dough ball. Okay. Fine. Well, it does say to knead it for 3 minutes. So I basically just throwing everything on the floor. I just plan on kneading this until it comes together. So we'll see how this does. So far, it's coming together pretty okay. I think we basically just want a ball to form, and for this to like do its thing. I don't think we're looking for help me with the words. I don't think we're looking for like a gluten development or anything like that. We're not trying to make like a loaf of bread. We're trying to make um, English muffins. So look, I have this lovely ball, but then I also have all of that shake in the bottom. So, and this ball feels fairly dry. Like as I squeeze it, more of these pieces are falling off. So I'm wondering, yeah, we're gonna augment and just put in a splash of water. And no, that's not in the recipe. Do I care? No, 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 I don't. I just want this to come together into a ball. All right. Hey, look, it's coming together much better. Just a spoonful of water helps the stuff come together. Apparently, everything's going to be Mary Poppins today. Okay. All right. All right. So this is our ball of no yeast dough for our English muffins. It's It's got a couple of sticky spots, but that's probably because I added extra water to it. But overall, it's just kind of, I don't know, a ball of dough. So this says to let it sit for 15 minutes. I have it in here, and we're going to let that do its thing. Sitting over here. I've just received notice that my phone is dying, which is what we're recording on. So, we will take a brief intermission while I run and get a charging cable. So, I will be right back. All right. So, I had to adjust that so that it could do its thing. Okay. Let's wash our hands. All right. So, for I do see more and more crooked. Let's try to fix that real quick. It seems like this is just getting more and more crooked. Let's go this way. There we go. That's a little bit better. There we go. All right. Apparently not. All right. It's gonna get noisy. We do have a KitchenAid, and I would use the KitchenAid for this, but the KitchenAid currently needs greased. So next week we'll grease the KitchenAid and talk about the stuff that we're making today, and maybe do a couple other things. But for the moment, I do have a hand mixer with a whisk attachment, as long as I don't throw it at myself. So you don't know, keto is a low carb, high fat kind of diety thing. A way of eating, a way of life, if you will. We'll be using the burners here in a few minutes, but for the moment, we're using this area. So we're gonna put those eggs. So, need a receptacle for the egg yolks because I will take these and I'll make a hollandaise for my salmon lunch that I'm going to have in a little bit. Anyway, egg whites. We need egg whites. We need 2 egg whites. Okay. Why do we need 2 egg whites? Because I want more than one. I don't know. So egg yolk over there. Just sort out some eggs real quick. All right, we have egg yolks. Okay. Now, due to the loud nature of mixers, I'm going to turn off the mic so that we don't hear this next part. There we go. Okay, so this is a stiff peak. So we now have a stiff peak. I'm going to turn this on for a second. We have that up there. You know what? I'm just going to use this as my mixer. So I don't know why I got that there. Okay, so the thing that we're gonna use a little bit of cream of tartar because this helps stabilize the eggs, and it also, I forget if this is an acid or a base. Yeah. Anyway, for this, we're gonna just do my specific brand of baking where I'm just gonna put some in here, which that looks like about half a teaspoon. Sure, why not? That's what we're gonna call it anyway. Half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. Mix, 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 mix. Make it all beautiful. Cream of tartar. Lovely. So, and we're gonna use the little Rainbow Girls or not rainbow. Why do I keep trying to call her a rainbow girl? Yellow girl. Anyway, um, we add about that much salt. So to me that looks like about half a teaspoon. No, let's get this handy dandy teaspoon. This is 1 teaspoon. Oh, look, about half a teaspoonish. So about half a teaspoon of baking. Nope, not baking powder. Cream of tartar and about half a teaspoon of salt. And from here, I'm actually going to use half a teaspoon of baking powder. Like, what is that called? I know we have some baking soda. Nope, baking soda. Soda. Baking soda. That's what we're using. We're using baking soda. Because something about bicarbonate. This is a base, and I think that the cream of tartar is acidic and it makes bubbles and something about life like that. Anyway. Yum. This is chunky. But so this is how I normally bake. Flawless baking. About half a teaspoon. That works. And this is chunky. I should have run it through the sieve, but no, I'm not running out of energy for measuring. I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I run out of energy for measuring? That never happens. Okay, so far we have our egg whites and our stabilizers. So we have that. Then coconuts. Coconut flour. So for this part, we are going to measure this out. Where's my scale? Did I put it away? Nope, it's over here. It's hiding under a towel. Okay, so we have the scale of justice. Just us and scale. We have our lovely doubly scrapula again. Scrape everything in here. And so we have all these lovely bubbles and egg whites, and so I'll tear that up. I'm thinking just like, I was gonna say a quarter cup, but this right here serves 2 tablespoons. So that says 68. Nope, it says 15 grams. 15 grams. All right. Because coconut flour. So when you're replacing coconut flour, you need a lot less because it absorbs a lot more moisture. We didn't put any of the moisture in here, did we? Nope, it's just the egg whites. So we're gonna try 2 tablespoons of flour and see what that gives us. And it should be about 15 grams. 9, 17? Sure, why not? Close enough. Close enough. It's 2 grams off of what I was thinking. So we're just gonna fold this in here, and I hear the bubbles popping. This is kind of scary. Well, there's my gram. There's one of the grams that just left. Okay. This feels very egg whitey. Oh, look, all of those bubbles are dying. All of the bubbles died. All of the bubbles died. Okay, well, this is what we have. Um, this only looks like it's gonna make like 2, which this was an experiment. This was an experiment, and so let's go on with the experiment. Okay, and it's been 15 minutes, so Um, this dough should be all rested. This is our um, no yeast dough. And holy cow. Okay, and this is our yeasted dough. I think the yeast is alive. So it's alive and working really well. So cool. So we have three doughs. I have one pan here, which I'm going to start this pan off with making the keto, the coconut flour and egg one. So we're going to turn this up to medium on my stove that goes from low to 10, low 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, high. Um, that's what that's gonna be. And then for this side, I'm getting a griddle. We have this lovely griddle pan, and this one is, we're gonna put this one at a 5 as well. And so these are gonna take a minute to heat up. And while these are heating up, we're gonna put a couple of these things away. Coconut flour anymore. We don't need baking soda. I don't need the mixer. I'm gonna just put all of this stuff off to the side because we're gonna mix it. Done mixing. Done with all the mixing. Put these things away. All right. Griddle is heating up. And I can talk to you guys. Oh, that's over there doing that. Okay, so for the no yeast wines, it says high heat, but I don't cook anything on high heat. I'm kind of afraid of that. The dust bench with flour, roll out dough to ½ centimeter thick. Use a round cookie cutter or bowl with a sharp edge to cut rounds around 8 centimeters in diameter. Cool. So I do have these. This is a biscuit cutter. So we're going to roll out the no yeast dough. This is going down a little bit. I think it needs to be covered back up. I set it over here. We're going to cover it up. It's eating itself. Oh no. It's okay. We'll get to it here in a minute. Overproofed. It's falling down. It's going down. I'm yelling timber. Except I didn't yell timber. Oh. All right. These are heating up. This is this. I splashed coffee on the counter earlier this morning, so I'll divide this dough in half. And then I have this little like egg cooker. So we're gonna use this little egg cooker thing to cook the keto one. So I'm just waiting for the pan to get hot so that we can put some butter in there and do that. Let's turn off this other pan since this. Okay, so go back to this side. Bunch. Clean up the coffee. All right, more coffee. Take. Oh, I'm gonna wipe this down real quick. Try to dry it because if not, flour sticks. All right, gravity works. Flour on the bench. Let's come over here. Ooh, is my cord long enough to bring you guys over? Oh no! Once we're tangled. Oh no! Uh-oh. That's not going over there because of the phone. Here, you know what? Unplug the phone. Plug it in. over here. Maybe, maybe. Come on. Okay. This is being a nuisance. Come on, nuisance. Okay. Let's not melt my tripod. That sounds like a grand idea. Let's not put the cord in eggs or knock everything over. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Think. Can we do it and not melt the tripod? That is the goal. Okay. You see me? You can see me. All right. We have our pretty dry dough here. Play up. And this says to roll it out into half a centimeter. Wait, that sounds a bit too thin for my liking. I know these have baking soda, not baking soda, baking powder, so they should rise up. Rise up and rise, for today they'll rise up and be unafraid. So we're just gonna roll them out and see where we get them. Maybe it was half an inch. Maybe they wanted half an inch because half a centimeter just seems really, really thin, and it just seems too thin. But no, I didn't check to see how many this recipe was supposed to make either. So let's see. All right. So this isn't very big. I don't know if you can tell, but it basically is a little bit bigger than my hand. Like you can see the whole thing on camera, and you don't even know it. Like here, let me get up. See, like that's not very much at all. And the middle right here has this little hump in it. This light, I tell you. Oh no! Come on. Why are we being dumb now? I don't know. It's being dumb now for some reason. Roll out the middle a little bit. This light changed to cool. I didn't want it cool. There we go. All right, so rolled out a little bit more. Let's check the recipe real quick. What does this say? This says 8 centimeters in diameter. Supposed to be 8 muffins. Well, we'll see what we get. So, going to start over here. One. And I can tell this one's not even all the way around. Like, you see it? I can see it. Anyway, 2. And 3. And over here for 4. And press it out a little bit. I'm sure that'll be fine, right? Nobody can tell. Nobody can tell. All right. 5. So far we have 5 of the no yeast English muffins. And that's how much dough I have left. We'll roll that out. I'm gonna go turn this other camera because just a long shot. So yeah, we're just gonna roll this out a little bit more. So far we have 5. This says it's supposed to make 8. We'll see what happens. you can definitely see in the dough where all the scraps are coming together. I feel like I should try to knead this a little bit more, but I don't know what you know about baking. But usually, like uh, dough likes to rest before you try to roll it out, um, or before you try to roll it out again. And I am impatient, so we're not going to do that. All right, we have 5, and that's number 6. Could I have used the rest of that to make one? Probably, but that's okay. I think this is actually going to make 8. I'm really surprised. Right, so open up the thing again, just in the center because there wasn't a lot left. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's number 8. And so instead of cutting it, which this will probably bite me in the butt later. Shh, it's okay. We're not going to pay attention to that. No butt biting. There's no butt biting. There's no butt biting in baseball. We're not playing baseball, so that's good. Anyway, look, it looks just like these other ones, doesn't it? Forget about the edges. Okay, fine. We'll cut off the edges. See, we're cutting off the edges. No more edges. Now it looks exactly the same as the other ones with like that much left over. Okay, so right now, ready to cook. If the pans ever heat up, we have these are the no yeast, so these have baking powder. And then we have our keto, which these are basically egg whites and coconut flour. I either put too much coconut flour or coconut flour is just too heavy for beat egg whites. I don't know, but this is what we're looking at. Like I see it has each of those. So we are going to move the camera. Everything feels hot. So we're going to add some butter to these and get cooking. We're going to start. Oh, I can see that this pan is already smoking, so that's lovely. Woohoo! Let's see. We have our Cook-O-Vision. Trying to see if I can put something on my tripod or put my tripod in a certain way so that it can not fall over, but still get these pans in here, which I don't know if it's going to be able to do that. Everything's trying to fall over. It's too light. We need more power. Okay. Yeah, we need to turn that down a little bit before it gets this. See, I don't know if you can see that big plume of smoke. I could see the plume of smoke. I can actually see the smoke coming off of here, so that's a bad idea. Whew. Smoke, smoke, smoke. Okay. Okay, I can't hold this and do that and join the army. This is just too many things going on at once. Oh. Up close and personal vision with the pan. All right. Do we have enough things making this sit precariously so that it will fall over? It won't fall over, will fall over. Okay. My camera is currently balanced incredibly precariously, so we'll see if it falls. Oh, this pan's smoking now. It's getting too hot in here. Wave off the heat from the pan, wave off the heat from the pan. All right. butter. Butter. This is about to get sizzly. Butter, molds, batter. Can you better? Uh-oh. This is not turning out how I envisioned it. That's okay. So we're gonna press this down. Press, 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 press. A lovely shape here. Press, 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 press. Oh, look, it's filling the mold nicely. And the butter's on fire. Well, it's not on fire yet. It's just steaming, smoking, burning. I don't know. Pick a word. Are those adjectives? Might be adjectives. Then we'll see if we can just kind of lightly get this out of here so we can put the next one in. Oh, that's burning edges already. Burnt butter. I can see the burnt butter on it. Okay. Shh. Pretend that didn't happen. We're just going to keep going and pretend that nothing is wrong. Look, everything's perfect. It's going into the mold perfectly. I probably should have put some kind of other liquid in here, like milk or water, but it's okay. We're living and learning, and I don't have any babies, so we don't need any loves, but live and learn and get love. So we'll get some kind of love. All right. So those are cooking here. We'll flip those in a minute to see how those are doing. I'm leaving this ring mold on the second one just because I feel like maybe. So with this, we're actually going to use some spray. I just have some like coconut oil spray, so we're gonna shake, 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 shake some water. There it goes. Throw that on there, and then you just plop, plop, fizz, plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Okay, we're gonna put those on there and let them cook. And then we still have to look into the recipe to see what the yeasted ones need to do. I have a feeling they're gonna be more involved than I'm imagining. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. That does not look good. That does not look appetizing. We'll see how this goes. I have a feeling I am making some big mistakes. Mistakes have been made. This does not look good. This does not look like what we want. But that's okay. That's why we are doing trial and error. We are practicing. We're checking things out. So one of those. Hi. So we're going to go through and read this thing. So place another ring onto griddle and coat lightly with vegetable oil using a number 20 HP scoop. Place 2 scoops into each ring and cover with a pot lid or cookie sheet and cook for 5 to 6 minutes. Remove the lid and flip rings using tongs. Cover with lid and cook for another 5 6 minutes or until golden brown. Place on a cooling rack, remove rings and cool. Split with fork and serve. Okay, so this actually, it sounds like it's going to be really good. So we have this one. Those are all cooking. So I'm going to use this pan. See if we have a number 20. See, I knew that was going to fall. Knew it. Knew it. Just took things sliding. Nope. Ah, everything is attacking me. No. No, thank you. Go away. Okay. So I'm not sure if these English muffins are cooked through all the way. We shall see. Let's see if picking this up a little. Can we pick this up a little? I think we can. All right. So on future adventures, we'll see. We're gonna have to move everything over here. This these don't seem like they're cooking too hot too fast. This look, that's like that. Yeah, we're gonna turn the oven on because I don't think these are cooking. So we're gonna brown. This isn't brown. This is not what I consider brown, but sure. We're gonna brown some. We're gonna brown these, and put this on there just because. And we're gonna put these on a baking sheet and throw them in an oven. So just turn the oven on. So baking sheet, silicone. Why? Because this is the wonderful things it does. Is this a little big enough? Sure. We're just using this little small silicone sheet. It's 9 inches or so. Oh goodness. It's wearing it a little bit. We have a baking sheet with a silicone mat. Why are we using a silicone mat? Just because. All right. So we have our lovely keto. They're sticking to each other. We have our lovely keto English muffins that are nice and brown on each side. So we have our lovely keto ones. These actually look like they're puffing up pretty good, but they look more like biscuits. So we're gonna put these on the sheet. Move that from the heat for a minute because that's, I don't know if you can see that, but I can see all of it. So much more. Okay, so we're gonna put these on here. Oh, I have 3 more. Three. Butter on the pan. Steam the smoke bunch. Off of there. And add these. And we'll see if we can actually get these to brown instead of darken quickly. And I'm going to take this, I'm going to just go scrape this in the sink. Okay, scrape in the sink. Now for making the yeast ones, this says it needs a lid. So I'm going to grab that lid real quick. You don't, these are the kind of lids we need. If you don't have a lid like this, go to your local Goodwill, rummage sale, whatever. Find these from like an old school pot. It fits on like just about anything. It's gonna fit on here just about perfectly. So yeah, this is the lid we're gonna use to do this. So I was hoping to do more than one of these at a time, but I don't think that's going to be possible. So this says 300 degrees. I don't have a thermometer to tell what 300 degrees is. So what we were actually looking for, the number 20 scoop. What number are you? This is a number 40. This is about the same. So when I say this is a 40 as well. So, because this is KitchenAid, so I probably just like a cookie scoop. It's probably just like KitchenAid cookie scoop. That's probably what it is. And this is a 24. This is a 12. So I'm going to use the 24 because I think that's going to be the closest to what we're doing. And it did say to stir this and something about stirring sugar into it. So let's add maybe half teaspoon of salt to mixture. Yeah, we're not going to do that. But I'm going to get a new scapula and we are going to stir it into, like, I just knocked the air out of it. Let's look at this camera. I just knocked the air out of it, and so it's kind of battery and like this. So, take a ring, put it in our pan. I'm trying to see if you can see it. Not really. So I'm going to hold this, and then take our spray. See, they're darker than I wanted them to be. Anyway, go this way. Take our spray and a ring. Spray. This is 2 scoops from number 20. So we're using a 24. I don't know if that's how much that's going to be a problem, but it's what we got. So it's what we're using. 1 and a 2. Okay, so we have our 2 scoops. And then, of course, we had to put the lid all the way on the other side of the kitchen. That's cool. That's cool. So just put the lid on it. And this says, how does this say? This says 5 to 6 minutes, remove lid, flip ring the tongs cover for 5 to 6 minutes. So we're going to set our timer, timer 5, start, timer, nope, timer 5, 0, timer, 5-minute timer. All right. These aren't looking how I would like them to, so we're going to throw these in the oven. I'm going to rearrange them on the sheet pan. Throw these in the oven and see what they do. Sheet pan, we're going to take a little ball. We're just going to pop them in the oven for a little bit and see if they cook up properly. Then let's put this over here. I think we're just going to wash this. So we're going to be done with that one. Let's take and put it over on another counter with coffee. Okay, so you see this a little bit better in terms of this one. Remove this. Okay, moving this over here. Restructuring this. Why are you not staying up anymore? Like, cool. All right, can I move this over here without putting the wires on the hot top? Nope. Okay. So can I do the overhead? Thanks for bearing with me with the camera angles. Then we can put our book on top of this, and it will hold it. Will it? I don't know, but this book is really heavy, so hopefully it will hold it. It's been like 2.5 minutes, and there's a lot of smoke coming out of here. I don't know if I like that. So, I don't like that at all. It smells very burny. So we're gonna go ahead and close that. I'm going to throw this in the oven. I'm gonna turn this down because this just seems wrong. Well, that slipped out really easily. That's interesting. So, let's flip it. See what happens. But that's nice and tall, so that's good. Yeah, that's what I was smelling. Smelling that burning. I don't like that smell, that burning smell. That's okay. That's okay. It's fine. I'm using the microwave. What are you doing? Well, I'm talking about me being hungry because I was going to make the salmon for breakfast and I haven't gotten there yet. So, yeah, do something. 2:30. It is 2:30 in the afternoon. I have not eaten yet. I tried to drink coffee, but I haven't eaten yet. It's like half a drink. No, I think what I'm going to end up having to do with this English muffin at least is to put it in the oven to help the center cook because that is, well, that's burnt. So check this other side. That side's burnt. It's all burnt. So we're going to throw that in the oven and see how that works. That's not for us later. So ring, paper towel. I'm just going to rub any burnt out of here. The darkness. Put it down really low. Oh, that's the timer. That timer's over. 5 minutes is over. So like now I'm supposed to flip it, but that's too much. Okay, so let's try this again. Try in the ring. Scoop of dough. 2 scoops of dough. And the lid. So we're doing a 3-minute timer just to see what's going on here. If I nope, we're not. Okay, so let's check on these in the oven. They look like they're in the oven. Perfect. All right. Actually, raise this camera. And now talking to you over here instead of over there. All right. So this has me really nervous. The house is really smoky too. Give me a second to go open the back door. Alright, so I opened the back door and I turned on the ceiling fan in the other room. Hopefully that'll help move some of the smoke out of here. It's a hot smoke here that I was realizing. I would normally turn the fan on, but since we're recording, I don't want to turn the fan on and make it really noisy in here. So, alright. It's alright to be itty bitty. Alright, so let's put all of this stuff away. Oh, we have an open baking soda. Let's just hide it. I thought we were at the So we only have a little bit left in this sauce of baking soda. I thought I used it, but apparently I didn't. It's okay. It's okay. We'll figure it out. Put all that together. Okay. 45 seconds, and then we're supposed to flip. We'll see what happens. All right, so I don't know. This is how I clean my rolling pin. Take a lightly damp towel and rub all the chunks and everything off. Flour, all that kind of stuff off. What that look like that? All right. There's the timer. So this says we should just be able to take this and flip it over, and it's black again. Huh. Okay. We'll put the lid back on it and let it cook for another 3 minutes. Another 3 minutes. Cool. This is not turning out the way I planned. It's okay. That's okay. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Um, I'm not sure if those are done yet. It's a waiting game. Now we're just waiting. We're just waiting. As we're waiting, I'm gonna put stuff away because I pulled out like everything that we own and made a huge mess. So I need to clean up. So that's what we're doing. We're working on cleaning up. It's alright to be itty bitty. Little town and a big old city. Life goes on for a little bit. Alright. Alright. That was a kind of easy cleanup. I'm really surprised at how fast that went. See if I can catch this before it goes off again. Oh man. Yeah, it's looking really smoky. Really smoky. I'm gonna have to go and turn the fan up, see if I can get it not so smoky faster. Haha, I got it. So it was 3 minutes. And let's take this. That side's burnt too. I don't know what's going on with these. Why are these turning out all burnt? So right now I have this kind of on low. All right, so we're gonna try just like 1.5. There we go. So here, let's try 1.5. I don't think it's the amount of dough that's really causing an issue. I think it's the pan. I could try a different pan. We're supposed to do this. This is supposed to be on a griddle, but I have a griddle pan. I don't have like a griddle. So I don't know what's going on. Okay. This is the slow wait. Slow. Probably sounds weird because my microphone is in the microwave with my phone, and I'm over here, and this camera doesn't. It's muted right now. So. Oh. All right. So I'm gonna step away from it, and I'm gonna go turn that fan up to see if I can get some of the smoke out of the house. Okay, we got it. I didn't put a timer on this one. Oh, Sugarfoot. We're just gonna hang out for a minute and see what happens. Okay. All right, this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. I'm not sure what's gonna happen here. Yeah, so we got English muffin cooking in the pan here. So this recipe so far, I don't know if I've been doing it wrong or what's going on, but the recipe that I'm using in the pan is they're a lot thicker. Like these are the ones I've been cooking in the pan. Here, let's go. So this is the one cooked in the pan, and this is the baking powder one. So this is yeast dough. I cooked it in the pan, but it's turning out burnt. Like these were turning out burnt too, so I put them in the oven. So these I don't know if you can hear it. They have that bread. Like these are still kind of soft and doughy. So I'm going to throw those in the oven to try and dry them out a little bit. And these I don't know how well these are going to be. These are the keto ones I made. These are coconut flour and egg white basically, with some stabilizers. So we'll see how that turns out. But anyway, let's check on this. I think it's been about 3 minutes. So take this. Well, the ring's coming off super easy, so that's something. I'll flip this over. Okay, that's not as burnt, but it's still not looking good. I'm gonna put the lid on it. Let it cook for a few more minutes. This is slow going. This is really slow going. Ow. So I just tried a little chunk of the keto English muffin, and it's salty, but it's dry. But it's actually kind of tasty. So, let's come over here. Hello, you. Let's turn off the microphone. It apparently doesn't like. Okay, I'm not sure why it doesn't like that microphone, but it doesn't. So, okay. Coffee, English muffins, keto. What's going on? This has been in for 2 minutes. We're gonna wait 1 more minute, and then we're gonna check on this one. And then we'll try these other ones here. Wait, is this hot? This isn't really hot. So, so these are the yeasted ones that I've been making, but the pan's making them turn out burnt for some reason. And then we have baking soda. These are baking soda ones that I put in the oven for a little bit because they were also turning out dark. And then these are basically egg white and coconut flour. I put some baking stuff in there, so I thought it might be better. We'll have to work on that recipe and see where that gets us. But these are actually getting kind of cool. So these are more like a biscuit, and they have kind of like a hollow sound like a biscuit, but these are still they feel moist, like they feel damp. Like holding them, they feel damp. And this is just a little piece of the leftover dough. We'll try all of those here in just a few. I'm gonna wait. Actually, I think I can pull this one off now. So this one, see, they're just turning out dark. I'm gonna throw these in the oven for like 5 minutes and see if it helps them dry out. In the meantime, we're gonna keep going with this. I have my stove set on 1. My stove is set on 1. So I think it's just the pan I'm using. I'm not sure why it's getting so dark, but it could be the oil I'm using because this is a spray coconut oil. So it could be the oil I'm using. It could be the pan. I don't know. It says to do it on a griddle, but this is what we're doing. So let's see. So now kitchen timer, 3 minutes. It says 5 to 6, but that first one came out super black after like 5.5 minutes. Actually, after like 2.5 minutes, and I wasn't about to keep that up. So right now we're just waiting for this to keep cooking. It's just cooking. We're cooking with heat. I guess we could go ahead and get into these. So we have these. I'm gonna try to cut one of these keto ones in half, but so technically, when you cut open an English muffin, which this doesn't look like an English muffin to me, but when you cut open an English muffin, you're supposed to do it with a fork. So let's try it with a fork. So here, let's get one of these because I know this is going to open a little bit better than one of those keto ones. So you just kind of go into the side and just work your way around with the fork. And there's supposed to be all these lovely bubbles and crevices in here, but we'll see what happens. I don't think these are more like biscuits, with the baking powder and flour and salt, but the recipe is just a little bit different than a regular biscuit, and they're nothing like my biscuits. You know what? Maybe that's what we'll do on Thursday. We'll make my biscuits along with a recipe for English muffins out of the Bouchon Bakery book. I currently have that as a weight holding the camera down, but see, that kind of has a texture like a biscuit on the inside, and I'm going to try this without anything on it. It does kind of have like a crispy edge here, and this tastes a lot like a baking powder biscuit. I'm sure I'll have this with my salmon here in a little bit, but put some butter on here, and you got a lovely little like baking powder biscuit. I don't think this makes like a good English muffin, but I'm still gonna make breakfast sandwiches out of these because I think the breakfast sandwiches are still gonna be delicious, but they're gonna be more like a biscuit breakfast sandwich than like an English muffin breakfast sandwich. I don't think those are gonna be like an English muffin either. That's okay. All right. Timer. Nope. Off. There we go. So this is 3 minutes. The recipe says to turn this at 5 minutes, and it also says to just flip the ring over, but the ring's been coming off. The ring's been coming off, and I flip them. That looks much better. Oh my goodness, that's so much better. Okay, we're going to cover that up, and this is going to be another 3 minutes. I still think this is going to need a little bit of time in the oven because I don't think that it's cooking all the way through, but it's better. It's better. So the ones in the oven have been in there for about 3 minutes. We're going to give them 3 more minutes while this cooks, and I'll pull them out and see what's going on with them. But while we're doing that, I'm not going to try to use the fork method on these egg white ones because these are just so thin. I'm afraid that they're going to just like crumble. So I'm going to use a serrated knife to gently try to cut this in half. I don't know if you can tell. Here, let's do it under this camera. I'm trying, but like it's already crumbling. Yeah, gentle, gentle, gentle. The edges are very crumbly. This batter didn't come together very well. I have to tweak this recipe, because I was just playing around with like a keto-like recipe, and I don't think it turned out right. So anyway, it has like it does have like a bread texture on the inside. Here, let's look under this one. Yep. It's got like a bread texture, and it does kind of have a little bit of a chewiness to it. But it's more like I don't know if you're familiar with keto, but keto breads kind of have a little bit of like a chewiness to them that's more the egg, and it's like an egg chewiness, and so that's the kind of chewiness it has to it. I think that if you wanted like a biscuit option or something like this would probably be really good. We need to work on the recipe and get this to be a little bit better, especially we don't want to be burnt like that. I'm going to eat it. It's not going to be terrible, but probably we can do better. We can do better, and we will do better. We will do better. Just not today. All right. We got 25 seconds. A little bit of time. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Okay. I know it's the second, but that's okay. So, see, that's not bad. It's just maybe these are too tall and the middle's not doing really well. Let's try it with one. I don't know what we're gonna do. Let's stick this over on the plate for a little bit. Let's try this with 1 scoop of batter. This is a 24 scoop, and the recipe calls for 220 scoops. So I think I'm doing it right. But spray. Over a 24 scoop of English muffin batter. We're just gonna get a really, really big scoop, and just plop it in here. See what happens. So we're gonna try it with just 1 scoop and see what it does. But that doesn't look very good. Okay, but we're gonna leave it. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna put the lid on. We're just gonna see what happens. We're just gonna see. We're experimenting. We're learning about baking and apparently how to do things wrong. Which, you know what, we have to do things wrong sometimes in order to figure out what the right way is. Oh no, that was a bad idea. This is a better idea. So we still have a little bit of batter left. It looks like enough for 2, maybe 3. I'm not sure. We'll look into that. I take this chunk out of here. Let's eat raw dough. Who else likes eating raw dough? I do. All right. So I'm pulling these out of the oven. They still feel fairly dense, but they sound better. If you don't know, whenever you're baking bread, you're looking for kind of a hollow sound. It sounds kind of hollowish, but it still feels kind of gummy. I don't know. I definitely gotta let these cool for a little bit. They still feel kind of gummy. Like filling them, like the middle feels gummy. So I think I'm gonna take the one I just took out of the oven. I'm just gonna put these back in the oven. I'm gonna have the oven on at 350 just to kind of make these up. See, like this feels gummy. And I don't know. So we're just trying to dry them out a little bit, get them to cook a little bit more, dry them out. We'll see what happens. But those look huge. They're so thick. They're so thick. I don't know. If you have any tips or tricks or anything that you're thinking about this, that would be great. Because I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know what's going wrong. I don't know. All right. Well, this is doing okay so far. Did I forgot to turn the timer again. I'm using one of those little kitchen timers where you can just like do and it like resets and starts again. So that way I can just put it next to things. If I have to like think about it and press buttons, I forget half the time. So we're gonna wait a minute or so. Figuring right now I have it just turned 2:59 on my clock, my computer clock. So I figure if we give it another minute, so we'll wait until it says 3 o'clock, and that should be good to flip it. I don't know, try it, flip it, bye. See what happens. So I think that what I'm going to try to do when I flip this one is I'm going to take the one that is in there because the ring has been coming off. The ring just comes off super easy. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on there. I'm going to flip this one and put another one in there. with just one scoop. See how that works. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. 3 o'clock? Is it 3 o'clock? It says 3 o'clock. Let's try it. Okay. It looks different. That didn't do anything. Well, this side looks good. This side is looking better. It's not looking like an English muffin like I would like it to, but that's okay. That's okay. I actually think I have 2 other recipes that I might want to try for English muffins next week, or not next week, on Thursday. So we'll see what happens there. So spread. I'm getting to the end of my spread. Okay, kids, it's a bad idea to huff cooking spray. All right. So trying just one. With the lid. Okay. Timer. 1, 2, 3. Timer. Okay, so now I have a timer for 3 minutes. That's going good. Okay. Everything's going on. Okay, so those are cooking. Red English muffins cooking. So I like to have breakfast sandwiches with my English muffins, so I'm probably going to turn most of these into breakfast sandwiches. This today for my 3:30 meal, because that's about when I imagine I'm going to get to eat, is going to be what is it going to be? It's going to be something else. Oh, I'm going to cook up a piece of salmon, and I'm going to make a little bit of hollandaise, and then that along with the muffin should be good. Just for the record, my father-in-law should be getting home here soon, so if he comes in, you might get a little noisy. I might turn the microphones off for a minute, because the things going through here. Okay, so I just turned all the speakers on my laptop. Yeah, at least it's not screeching. Let me just circle that so it's not going to be that. Okay, well, we're somewhere. We're streaming for 2.5 hours. We're waiting on this latest batch. Oh, I got a minute. Let's check some of these out of the oven. See, this sounds pretty good. The middle is starting to feel a little more crunchy. Just gonna leave those. We're gonna leave it in there. Just gonna leave it in there. See what happens. We'll see what happens. We got 30 seconds left on the pan, and 1 or 2, maybe 3 English muffins left in the dough. I'm not sure what's going on. Waiting, 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 waiting. Leave it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Timer. No. Hit the button. Okay. This one doesn't look too bad. It's definitely like balling up, like bubbling up on the top, so that you can tell. Ooh, that's a little bit hotter than I can handle right now. See, even this, but these are supposed to cook for about 10 minutes, and they're only cooking for 6 in here. So I'm gonna put that in the oven and see what it does. I'll take this over there. Take this, flip it over. See, this doesn't look bad. This just doesn't scream English muffin to me. So I have another recipe to try. Like I said earlier. So we'll try that next week, or not next week, next time when we have a little bit more. We have more time and we're able to kind of figure things out a little bit more. Yeah. So baking practice is going amazing. If at first you don't succeed, try again. I have that one. I haven't been able to actually try any of these English muffins yet because they're not cooking through properly. They're just not cooking properly. So I have enough for one more of these half muffins, which I think with the 24 scoop that I'm using, this is a 24 scoop. You can see it there. Can you see where my thumb is? 24. Well, let's get that batter on my ring light. Anyway, that's a 24. The recipe calls for 2 full 20 scoops. So I was trying 2 24 scoops, but that wasn't working quite right. So we do this kitchen timer. Okay. Check all these ones in the back that have been in here for a little bit. Okay, so this feels a lot less doughy, like around the edges. Because before the edges felt doughy, like the top and the bottom. Those are pretty okay, but these edges are still really dense. So I think with these really tall ones, these ones that are really tall, I think that these need a little bit more time in the oven. But they're drying out nicely. They are drying out nicely. It is working. Working. I don't know what the final outcome's going to be, but it's working. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, all of this yummy food just makes me so you want to make a hollandaise real quick? Sure, let's try it. See what we can do. That is the really nice man. And if you were here earlier, this is my kettle that had hot water and I'm just pouring it into a pot. And then this is just going to go on the stove and we're going to get that hot and simmering. Yeah. You can't do too many things at once, man. Okay. Still have about a minute left on that one. And then I need one bowl. Oh no! Pay attention. Timer go away. Okay. Lid. Oh, look at this. This puffed up a lot more than they have been. So let's check this one. That's actually pretty good, but it still feels fairly doughy. I just don't want to leave it on here any longer because I don't want these sides to get burnt. So we're going to throw this in the oven. And then let's flip this over. Whoop, that didn't work. So we'll get this, flip it over. See, that actually looks really nice. Now they're starting to look nice. I think maybe I had the pan too hot to begin with. And then I think there was burnt oil in the bottom of the pan. The pan was too hot. What else? Oh, too much dough, maybe? Batter? What is this called? Since there's not a lot left, I'm just going to toss this in the sink. So I'm going to try to scrape this up a little bit. Now all I need is a GoPro so that you all can see what I'm seeing. So we got the food cam, we have the kitchen cam, and then if we just had like a GoPro, then we could have like a chef cam. All right. This is the last bit of batter. So just toss that down in here. And this was the yeast dough. And so it's actually turning out. And timer. So this is actually turning out really nicely. I just, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on. All right, so then glass Pyrex, lowercase Pyrex over steaming water. We have mostly clean whisk, mostly clean whisk. Let's put it on here. So this is gonna be a hollandaise here in a minute, but we'll do that in a second. We're just waiting for that to heat up. Okay, so I shouldn't need any more cooking spray. That should be done. All right, so hollandaise. Hollandaise, we have egg yolks, seasoning, acid, and hollandaise sauce ingredients. Easy, no fail hollandaise sauce. 3 egg yolks. We're already off to a long. That's fun. Tablespoon of onion juice. Dijon mustard. Mustard. Salt, cayenne pepper, and butter. Half a cup of melted butter. Half a cup of melted butter. All right, let's get some butter. Cream sugar. I have frozen butter. Frozen is the same as melted, right? Which I'll leave this for biscuits and scotch. I'll go back in the freezer and this is what we use for milker. We're gonna just get most of the water out. But the timer's about to go off over here, so. Nope. Yay, I caught it. It just occurred to me that I can't put this in the microwave. My camera's currently in the microwave. I don't think it's gonna work either. We're gonna put never water in order to create a double boiler. I've put the butter in the cup in the thing. Let's hope we don't break things today. Anyway, how is this doing? See, look, these sides look beautiful. It's just the center still needs cooked. So we'll throw this in the oven, but this is more of the size I was looking for. So those need to go in the oven and dry out. The oven. Ouch. This can go in the sink now because we're making ringed things. See, that looks gorgeous. That looks gorgeous. Okay. Things are starting to look pretty. Flatten it a little bit. Oh, we'll put that in there for 3 more minutes. There we go. So the English muffins are just about done. But I keep trying to close the microwave. Oh, I need a better camera stand because the tripod I have is not working. It's not working. Yeah. But this butter's melting nicely so far. It's frozen butter in a glass container in a pot of water that I put on to boil. So we'll see how long this takes to melt. Probably not any longer than these English muffins are taking to cook. Right, let me check one of the first ones I put in here. Oh, this is one of the first ones. The sides are feeling dry. The sides feel dry. It actually feels a bit lighter. Sounds a lot more hollow. Okay, I'm going to set this out and give it a few minutes to kind of cool down. And then we'll open that one up and see what's going on. I don't like the fact that this is just making weird noise. I don't want this cup to break. This is like the best. This is the best liquid measuring cup I've ever come across, and it's my mother-in-law's, and I really rather not break it. Okay, let's. I don't like it. I don't like it. We're going to take that out of it. We are going to take that out of it because this is just making me highly uncomfortable. I'm afraid this is like on a pan. I don't like it. Turn this down. It's starting to get to a simmer. And we'll just switch this out in a minute. We'll just switch it out. It'll be fine. Here's water. My stepdaughter, the first time she ever ate got here, she said it sounded haunted, and I thought that was amazing. I don't know why it is my favorite that she said that my water bottle, like the air going into my water bottle, sounded haunted. But she likes creepy things, so I think that's hilarious. All right. Oh, that just looks really nice. So this is gonna go in the oven. Ooh. Hmm. Yeah, these are some of the first ones I made. See, the sides feel nice. They sound nice and hollow. I don't know if that's picking up, but it sounds good. And the sides don't feel gummy like they did before. See, you can throw it around and it's hanging out. It's like technically like a hockey puck. You might describe that as a hockey puck there. Okay, so what are we gonna do here? Now I'm just making lunch. We're waiting for these to dry. I'm just making lunch. So, my Bouchon Bakery. Bouchon Bakery. Bouchon Bakery. Thing. Book. Book. I love that book. I want to be able to cook all of the things in that book. And one of these days I will do it. But that book requires levain, a sourdough starter, which we started today, which, according to the book, should take about 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks. No big deal. So. I thought my father-in-law was supposed to work until 3 today, but he's not home yet. So I'm curious. All right, so I'm gonna turn this camera off because we don't need this one right now. I don't need two cameras on me like that. I like attention. That's a little much. Bakery book. Butter melted enough? My butter melted enough? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I think this needs to melt a little bit more. I put it in for 30 seconds. But all right, so this is the fork I just used to open these. Open the English muffin a little bit earlier. So see, we have this big chunk of butter still. So I'm just gonna stir it. Stir it for a few seconds and see what happens. Because sometimes if you just stir butter, then then it'll melt. Like it's like chocolate chips. You can put chocolate chips in for like 15, 20 seconds, and then you take them out, and they still look like chocolate chips. But then you stir it, and it becomes not chocolate water, liquid chocolate. I don't know why liquid chocolate water was the first thing that came to mind. Maybe because this is reminding me of like water. It's not water. All right, I don't have lemon juice right now. So what are we going to use instead for the hollandaise sauce? Because I'm making some salmon for lunch, first meal, breakfast. I don't know. What do you want to call it? Going on 3:30, and I haven't eaten yet today. Why? Because I what? Yeah, I forgot to eat this morning. That and I've had a really bad day with my coffee. So coffee's right here. I had to remake my coffee, and I couldn't remake it until I got home at like noon. So I think I made it like 1. Yeah. This right here is why you're not supposed to put these cups in the dishwasher, is because the heat makes the paint peel, and so So I have a lovely like speckled one now. It's a custom design that I customized myself with my dishwasher. Mm, yeah, yeah. It's custom. It's not a mistake. It's not a mistake. I don't know who you are and why you're making mistakes. But I didn't make a mistake. That was just customization that I did to my cup. Um, All right. Um, so this is fairly cool now. I know I've been pulling these out of the oven with my hands anyway, but I'm gonna get just a paper towel because I use the fork for butter. So we're just gonna like butter off the fork, and then so we're gonna just test. This is one of the first ones I did. You can tell because the outsides are charred to a crisp. It's also fairly tall. If I look, here's one of the last ones I made. Oh, it's really warm compared to this. Yeah, it's really tall. We're letting those in there dry out a little bit. So, and then, oh, there, fork method. Forking an English muffin. So I'm not sure how much of an English muffin is. So this is, if you go on the Food Network, this is an Alton Brown recipe for English muffins. Um, Probably did it wrong, but this is this is how you learn. You cook something, you do it wrong, you figure out that it was wrong, and you try it again. But right now, so that is fairly lovely looking. I don't see like with an English muffin, there's usually like a bunch of like nooks and crannies and everything. But um, to probably use like 2 or 3 more minutes in the oven. This is just a little centerpiece that I pulled out and I squished, and it's like bread, but it does feel a little underdone. Okay. So this has more of a light kind of buttery flavor, and it reminds me a little bit more of like a pancake in its texture. But like I said, I think this needs to dry out for a little bit longer. Yeah, I am akin to my mom. Like, same person, different bodies. I don't know what you're getting at. But this is more like the size of an English muffin, but this is like the top of the bottom. So, eh, it's a bit much. It'll work. It'll work, right? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right. Um, so that was today's foray into English muffins. We made this keto one, which it was just basically whipped egg whites with coconut flour and like baking powder and stuff. And it turned out okay-ish. It's a little salty, and I think it'll make it like this would make a decent keto breakfast sandwich. It's just it's a little chewy like an egg bread, and it's burnt on the outside. So it's okay. Um, this other one that we did, this was with baking powder, and it has like a lovely bread texture on the inside. It's nice and dry, but this reminds me more of a biscuit than an English muffin. It's not bad. It's just it's a biscuit. It's not an English muffin. So that'll actually be pretty good too. And then these are nice and fluffy. I like the texture on them. They actually have a really good flavor. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to eat this part because it's fairly burnt, but this is a yeasted dough and it cooked up pretty good. Like I said, it has kind of the texture of a pancake, but it's like bread in a pancake texture. So I'm just letting the ones in the oven finish, and then I'm gonna make myself some lunch. Um, Thanks for hanging out with me while I was cooking, and we'll try this again on another day. See you later.